Now, internal dialogue and imposter syndrome. We must understand that our brains are negative by design, and this was to ensure the survival of the human race. The example I always use is if you hear a rustle in the grass, the human brain is designed to think that is an animal that's going to attack me. So we are designed to be risk averse and to be on the negative side for survival. So be aware of that. That's not your weakness or your shortcoming. It's how your brain was designed. Repetitive negative thought patterns will wire very deeply. If I keep saying the same negative thing to myself over and over and over, it's like a river flowing through a canyon, and it makes a deep, deep, deep hole over time. So be aware that when you are negative in your thought pattern, it makes a deeper pattern than positive. And the research suggests it takes about 3 positive things to equalize 1 negative thing. Now, I know you're all sitting there saying, Anel, that's not true. That's not me. But when you sit in your performance assessments, your executive goes through 15 things that they really are very happy with. And then they give you 1 area that they think you can work on. And that's all you remember from the session. So this definitely is one of the things that we need to be aware of. The next thing that makes your internal dialogue and your imposter syndrome worse is toxic environments. Now, there is so much to say about this. If you're in a relationship at work with your executive where they beat you up all day, or you're in a complicated relationship at home, these things influence how we process. So be aware that toxic environments are not serving us. Our self-talk needs to be regulated and corrected. Remember I said to you, you need to replace that negative thought with 3 positive things. And there is always something positive. If you can't find something positive, you're not thinking hard enough. So please know that that's where the power lies, is to pick it up, to immediately correct it, and to do it on a regular basis until it becomes a habit. And this kind of imposter syndrome and this negative internal dialogue is very fear-based. You know, the whole core element of imposter syndrome is I'm scared somebody figures out that I don't know what I'm doing. And that's fear-based. So we've got to acknowledge it for what it is. Another common problem we have is we are quite perfectionistic, but I want you to let go of perfectionism because it doesn't exist. Instead, strive for excellence in what you do. Try to be excellent at the task at hand, but don't become perfectionistic and obsessive. I am not young enough, rich enough, tall enough, smart enough. We all have that something that we say to ourselves where I am not. I want you to really analyze what that thing is that you are saying to yourself, because sadly, what we say to ourselves is powerful and it will manifest in your life. So really go and look at what this I am not is in your own personal life. And then the news flash of the day, people. Every single person feels like an imposter at some point. This is not just you. Everyone feels this. So when you are having that moment, just realize you're in good company. Often knowing that everyone experiences it helps us not take it too personally or to take it to heart. And then as assistants, we tend to beat ourselves up. Now, I love this little pie chart. Yellow was stuff out of your control. And we all do this. A flight's been delayed and your executive is sitting in Singapore and you can do absolutely nothing about it, but you start questioning yourself. Then the green one is stuff everyone has literally already forgotten about. Now, I'm guilty of this. Even when it's a small mistake, it was a blip on my team's radar. And 3 weeks later, I'm still sick about this mistake that I've made. And then the purple, more important, stuff nobody even noticed. Okay, so I want you to really think about this pie chart, because we are so hard on ourselves. We are so critical. We are honestly our own worst critics. And it doesn't make life any easier. It doesn't make the stuff we have to do any easier. And we've got to stop.